What do you
I think it's
rematch?
dangerous for him to go back in there and fight Lamont. I think Lamont is a hell of a fighter. I can see that going left. So he better be on his A game.
Have you ever wondered what happens when two of the slickest fighters in boxing lock eyes across the ring? Could leaked footage of one's secret workouts change everything you thought you knew about the next big showdown?
All the talk throughout the years, what you would do against somebody like Tank, your style versus his, was that not the blueprint?
The moment that training clip hit the feeds, whispers turned to shouts. Gervonta Davis, known for his explosive power and jaw-dropping speed, was revealed pushing his limits in ways nobody expected. Every punch thrown seemed to carry the weight of a statement. Every shadowboxing drill looked like a sneak preview of devastation. The boxing world held its breath as Shakur Stevenson, the undefeated master technician, sat down to watch.
Was that not the blueprint? And can you not do 10x that?
I'm not even going to shit on him. But look, I want some money tonight. That's all I'm happy for. I want money tonight.
Stevenson's eyes widened. His lean frame, already brimming with confidence, seemed to hum with fresh respect. He leaned forward, elbows on knees, as each heavy bag combination flashed on the screen. By the time the final slow-motion clip rolled, showing Davis's signature liver shot drill executed with surgical precision, Stevenson had changed his own forecast for the bout. The tides had shifted.
But tell us something, bro. Like, what did you think about the decision?
I ain't gonna shit on him.
Okay.
We still got to see each other. He say he want to fight me, so we gonna fight.
Suddenly, the rematch between Davis and Lamont Roach gained even more layers. It was no longer just a clash of styles or a grudge settled. It was a high-stakes gamble on who could evolve fastest. Would Davis's newfound ferocity be enough to break through Roach's iron chin again? Could Stevenson's analytical mind unravel a renewed Davis strategy before the bell?
Don't shit on him.
Okay.
We still got to see each other. He say he want to fight me, so we gonna fight.
But what do you think about the decision?
I thought Lamont won.
From that moment, every gym talk, every analyst's breakdown, every fan debate centered on the implications of those stolen training frames. They weren't just video clips, they were prophecy. And as the countdown to fight night ticked on, the boxing community braced itself for volatility. Davis's camp reacted first, dropping their own hints about undisclosed routines. The aura around him glowed hotter, as if the fighter himself had swallowed fire. Sparring partners spoke of sessions so intense they ended with the mat soaked in sweat and ambition. Trainers nodded knowingly when asked if this was Davis's hardest camp yet. The message was clear. The footage was no fluke. Meanwhile, Stevenson began retooling his own approach. He replayed the clip in his mind's eye, mapping Davis's likely next moves. Shadow sessions in his own gym took on a new focus, with each step in the ring measured against the ghost of those punches. His corners buzzed with discussion about cutting the angles Davis now favored. The hunter had become the hunted.
Did you think it was a draw?
No. I thought Lamont won.
Who you thought won?
Lamont.
You thought Lamont won? By how many rounds?
Lamont Roach, the man caught in the crossfire of hype and history, felt the ground shift beneath him. His camp watched the footage too, analyzing Davis's rhythm for clues. But they also remembered the first fight's unsettling draw. They recalled how a voluntary knee, not counted as a knockdown, nearly handed Davis a lifeline. A minor official's call shifted the narrative that night. Now they plan to leave nothing to chance.
You still want the Tank Davis fight?
So what?
You still want the Tank Davis fight?
What went wrong?
As fight night neared, every declaration and counterclaim piled up. Social feeds lit up with side-by-side clips of Davis's training drills and Stevenson's cold precision. Memes morphed into mini-documentaries. Pundits debated whether leaked footage could ever truly predict a fight's outcome. Some said it only revealed the obvious, that Davis was better than anyone gave him credit for. Others insisted that true champions adapt in real time, making any preview moot. In gyms across the globe, young fighters replayed those viral clips as tutorials. They marveled at the speed, the power, the relentlessness. In that sense, Davis had already won a round. He had shifted the focus from the ring to the preparation. Now the question was whether that momentum could carry him through 12 brutal rounds.
How you think the one coming up with
I
Tank
hope he
and
don't
Roach?
fight Lamont, actually. Like, I hope he don't get in the ring with him again. Because at the end of the day,
Stevenson spoke sparingly in interviews, dropping hints about adjustments and counter strategies. His stoic demeanor masked the storm of ideas racing behind his calm veneer. He knew Davis's strengths better than most, having shared training sessions in the past. Yet the recent footage suggested a new chapter, a chapter that Stevenson refused to let unchallenged. Meanwhile, fans speculated on every possible outcome. Could Davis's power overcome Stevenson's defense? Would Stevenson's footwork render Davis's pressure irrelevant? Opinions polarized along every social feed. Some believed that leaked footage was simply hype, while others treated it as gospel. The ring would be the final arbiter, but until then, every second of leaked tape mattered.
If he lose, it's just gonna look bad on the fight with me. So it's gonna look like somebody else already did it.
On the day of the fight, tension crackled like static electricity. The arena brimmed with energy as fans wore masks of expectation. Behind closed doors, both camps held final strategy meetings. Davis, wrapped in crimson robe, ran through his sequence of liver shots one last time. Stevenson, draped in gold trim, visualized the counters that would clip Davis's advance. As the walkouts began, the earlier theatrics faded. It was just two fighters now, each carrying the weight of leaked footage and shattered predictions. There was no turning back. When the bell rang, the past met the future in a series of fast, brutal exchanges. Davis unleashed the combinations he had perfected on camera, each punch echoing that viral training highlight. Stevenson danced around him, disrupting the flow with feints and sharp counters drawn from hours of study.
You want Tank to knock you out, yo.
Round after round, they matched each other's intensity. The leaked footage had predicted one version of Davis. Stevenson's adjustments had countered another, but in the ring, unpredictability ruled. Sweat and spit flew, feet slipped, hands thudded. Tens of thousands in the crowd roared with every swing. By the final bell, both men had proven the other's potential flaws and strengths. The leaked footage had added spice, forcing each fighter to evolve. But the showdown belonged solely to those 12 minutes of live violence and skill. When the judges rendered their scores, it was a testament to how preparation and adaptation collide.
Yo, I want to fight Tank, and that's nice, but why do you want Tank to knock you out so bad? Like,
Look, that sound good. That sound real good, but...
Whatever the decision, the boxing world agreed on one thing. Those stolen training frames had transformed a routine rematch into a cultural event. The echoes of that footage would reverberate in gyms and highlight reels for years. Future fights might not produce such a perfect storm of hype and performance, but the lesson remained clear. In boxing, as in life, what lies behind closed doors can change everything if you know how to use it. Behind the scenes, the promotional machine cranked into overdrive. Glitzy photo shoots showed Davis draped in championship belts, posing as if he already held all the belts on the planet. Stevenson's camp countered with sleek training montages that felt like high-fashion commercials more than workout clips. Each side fed the buzz, leaking tidbits about altitude camps, secret sparring partners, and elite sports scientists. The media lapped it up, dissecting every shadow on Davis's chiseled physique and every bead of sweat on Stevenson's laser-focused face. Betting lines swung wildly as oddsmakers struggled to quantify the effect of that leaked footage. One day, Davis was a modest underdog. The next, he hovered as the favorite. Fans who had never placed a wager before tapped apps to get in on the action, convinced they could ride the wave of viral hype to easy cash. Pundits warned against foolish spreads, citing the old adage that leaks don't win fights. Yet, the very unpredictability fueled the frenzy. People wanted to pick a side in the social media war. In gyms from New York to Las Vegas, aspiring fighters used slow-motion breakdowns of Davis's drills as tutorial material. They tried to mimic the dreaded liver shot combinations, practicing drills that once belonged to only the sport's elite. Stevenson's adjustments inspired junior pros to adopt defensive stances and counterpunch sequences that looked eerily familiar. Street fighters traded tips on how to train like Tank or think like Shaq. The line between pro strategy and barroom brawling briefly blurred. By the time fight night arrived, a whole new generation of keyboard warriors claimed intimate knowledge of elite-level tactics.
Down and did not, So a lot of people said that if Lamont Roach would have got that call, he would have won the fight. But like I said again,
Meanwhile, Veteran trainers rolled their eyes. They pointed out that true fight IQ comes from live sparring and bruising roadwork, not viral highlight reels. They remembered how tapes had failed to predict the likes of James Toney, Roy Jones Jr., and Floyd Mayweather Jr., fighters who thrived on improvisation and ringcraft more than any drill. They cautioned that leaks could be staged, designed to mislead opponents into overcommitting to certain training routines.
Tank Davis is usually known for knocking out his opponents, being very timely, letting them win.
Yet even they couldn't deny the motivational boost such footage provided for both camps. The week before the fight, press conferences turned into full-blown spectacles. Davis arrived wearing mirrored sunglasses and a custom leather jacket, swagger in every step. Stevenson appeared calm, arms folded, lenses of steely resolve reflecting the camera flashes. Each side lobbed barbs. Davis implied that Stevenson might struggle to land his vaunted counters on someone who could tank a left hook like he could. Stevenson retorted that Davis might find himself running into empty air against a fighter with footwork built on math. The verbal volley echoed the on-canvas battle to come.
What's going on, y'all? Man, I've been getting messages and messages saying, yo, listen.
As the cameras rolled, social media erupted. Memes stacked one after another. Davis's liver shots superimposed on cartoon anvils. Stevenson's slick jab labeled the facts. Threads debated which meme captured the fight's essence best. Fans started creating audio remixes combining Davis's heavy bag sounds with Stevenson's tape-sticky footwork. Viral dances emerged, cheekily named after their respective styles, the tank step and the stealth slide. Even casual observers found themselves humming these concoctions, testament to how deeply the fight had permeated pop culture.
Turkey wants to, start working with Tank Davis now, obviously, in that press conference that they had.
On fight night, the crowd's energy crackled like a live wire. Pundits in the press box barked commentary as if calling a horse race. Every swing brought a fresh round of cheers or gasps. Davis launched into the liver shot drills from his leaked training, catching Stevenson's ribs with uncanny accuracy in the second round. Stevenson responded with the smooth pivot and counter combinations he had honed after studying every frame of Davis's footage. The atmosphere felt electric, as if the leaked clips had morphed the arena into a living laboratory of strategy and adaptation.
It was basically geared up to, the winner of William Cepeda versus Shakur Stevenson, faces Gervonta Tank Davis.
Between rounds, both camps returned to corners packed with ice and data sheets. Floating above the usual advice, keep your guard up, stay relaxed, were new directives born of leaked footage. Watch for the left hook to the body when he feints, Stevenson's coach whispered urgently. Circle away from the power side, Davis's trainer barked. The fight had transcended raw physicality. It was now a chess match where each move had been analyzed, counter-analyzed, and replayed tens of thousands of times. As the middle rounds arrived, the tilt of the battle shifted unpredictably. At one moment, Davis unleashed a blistering three-punch combination that echoed his training highlight reels. The next, Stevenson slipped inside with ghostly footwork and countered with a crisp right hand that rattled Davis's vision. Announcers scrambled to keep pace, their voices rising in pitch as if matching the fighter's adrenaline. Every landed shot seemed to rewrite the narrative, proving that even the most detailed leaks could never capture the chaos of live combat. Blood mixed with sweat as the later rounds wore on. Both men showed signs of fatigue, but neither yielded an inch of heart. Davis's power waned, Stevenson's precision flickered. Yet the hallmarks of their leaked preparations remained evident. Davis still shifted his weight expertly for body shots. Stevenson still positioned himself perfectly for counters. The fight had become a living synthesis of what both camps had shown in private and what they chose to reveal to the world.
Faces Gervonta Tank Davis, and the winner, Shiraz and Berlanga, get to crack at Canelo Alvarez.
In the penultimate round, the bout's frenetic pace caught up with both warriors. Davis, momentarily dazed by a straight right, steadied himself as Stevenson pressed forward. The bell sounded, and the last round became a blur of desperation and determination. Each punch thrown was a statement. I'm still here. Neither fighter spared an ounce of effort, as if both understood that this final stanza would define their legacies. When the final bell rang, the arena roared in approval. Both men embraced, acknowledging the mutual respect forged through combat. They had taken the leaked footage and turned it into art, blending raw power with masterful technique. They had reminded everyone that, despite every advance in sports science and highlight breakdown, the heart of boxing lies in the will to throw and take a punch. Still, the judges' scorecards remained the ultimate reveal. As the announcer called out the tallies, silence fell before exploding into celebration or heartbreak. Whether Davis's leaked drills paid off or Stevenson's counters prevailed, the verdict would linger in discussion long after the anthem faded. In that moment, the footage that had sparked the entire narrative felt almost secondary. The fight itself had transcended any prelude.
But then, yesterday, Calvin Ford posted up.
In the aftermath, pundits replayed key moments frame by frame, this time with fewer whispers about leaks and more focus on pure ringcraft. They admired how Davis adjusted his body mechanics when Stevenson pressured, and how Stevenson measured his distance to neutralize Davis's aggression. Analysts lauded the fighter's ability to innovate on the fly, proving that no amount of preparation can replace in-ring instinct. The leaked footage had given them talking points, but the live event had delivered the real lessons. Across social media, fans dissected newer clips, replays of the live event, tagging them with leaked footage 2.0. They compared predictions with outcomes, some crowning Davis as the training footage king, others hailing Stevenson's counter-revolution. Betting apps tallied up final payouts, and the speculative market's volatility impressed more than any round. It turned out that leaks might move odds, but humans in real time still moved the heart. Both camps emerged from the contest with new narratives to sell. Davis's team touted his heart and ability to execute under pressure, while Stevenson's corner highlighted the tactical genius of adapting mid-fight. Training videos from the rematch camp began circulating almost immediately, promising even deeper insight for the sequel. Talks sprang up about a trilogy, this time with even more at stake: legacy, unification, and the purest bragging rights in the sport. Young fighters watched the rematch footage with gleaming eyes, searching for the next big secret to unlock their potential. Boxing gyms buzzed with talk of third fight adjustments, as if the whole world had leveled up. Coaches updated their syllabi, weaving in lessons from both camps to create hybrid training programs. The leaked footage had ignited a wave of innovation, proving that learning from the best always starts with seeing them at work, even if it involves a little unauthorized espionage.
A collaboration with Turkey, and Turkey on his Instagram as well. Obviously a collaboration with Box Raw, which...
Ultimately, the leaked training video did more than hype one night. It reshaped how fighters prepare, how media covers the sport, and how fans engage with every punch and pivot. It blurred the lines between private camp and public spectacle, reminding everyone that in boxing, as in life, you never stop studying, even your enemy's highlight reels. And so the cycle continues. Leaks, adjustments, battles, and new leaks, forever fueling the drama that keeps fans coming back fight after fight. If you loved diving into the drama, make sure you don't miss what comes next. Smash that subscribe button, hit like, and drop your hottest takes in the comments. Let us know who you think really gained the edge from those leaked clips, and which fight you want us to break down next.